Brian Cox claims Meghan Markle had ambitions of marrying into royal family.
She'd always had an interest in the royal family.
The chances of meeting the Queen are pretty slim.
Oh, the irony.
Is anyone wondering what Meghan is planning? She never stopped calculations. If you feel that Meghan has been quiet lately, don't be mistaken. She is preparing to destroy a bigger conspiracy. I'm still wondering if Meghan is plotting to take over the British royal family. Her recent actions and decisions make people unable to help but be suspicious. Not only did she pull Prince Harry out of royal life, but she also seemed to want to control every aspect of his life, from his friendships to important decisions. Is Meghan really trying to make herself the center of new royal power, despite all the barriers and opposition? Or is this just a step in a larger plan to assert its position on the international stage? Meghan's increasingly obvious moves not only confuse fans but also raise an ironic question. Is the British royal family at risk of being taken over by a greedy outsider? Hope? Meghan assumed she would enter the royal family and work her magic on an old woman loving her grandson. With her overblown devotion to her grandson, she felt she could control Elizabeth II. She was unaware, though, that Elizabeth II had dealt with more prominent and better manipulative narcissists, more con artists and women, more social climbers, etc. She had seen them all and beaten them each time. Elizabeth II was a champion at removing the wheat from the chaff. Her experience meant she understood exactly what Meghan was and what she was up to from the second she set eyes on her. Meghan had seen too many Disney films and felt she would marry Harry, live in a palace castle, and wear a crown on her head all the time with staff serving her every whim. When she saw she could not keep the dresses, clothes, etc. supplied to her by designers, she was shocked and angry. She would clearly have to pay for any of them if she wanted any. Once she had settled, she had already asked friends to dinner in her castle. Finding that she would be expected to curtsy to Prince William and Catherine, Princess of Wales, marked the last straw. Never would she be on the same level as them. Meghan packed her things, placed her forked tail between her legs, and flew off on her broomstick back to the USA, since her narcissism would never let her do so. She moaned she wasn't getting paid while clueless about the expenses in the millions she racked up. She clearly expected her bank balance to grow as a royal so she could spend as she pleased. Whether she was just uneducated about how life would really be, or she just thought she could manipulate to get her own way, is anyone's guess. I will always be sad for the aged Queen Elizabeth II and Prince Philip. All hoped for the very best of possible outcomes 5 years ago. If Harry and Meghan had been engaged for longer, Meghan might have realized what the job entailed, and she may have found out how much Harry was actually worth. I could never understand why an American actress would wish to serve the British monarch, the British people, and the Commonwealth. It could only be for the fame or the money. Also, if they had been engaged for longer, i.e. Harry had listened to his grandfather and brother, he might have actually realized what Markle was really like and changed his mind. She couldn't have kept up the pretense indefinitely. Sooner or later, cracks would have started to appear. In the beginning, Markle was popular, but mainly because few people saw her true character. In addition, I didn't know that Harry was Queen Elizabeth's favorite grandchild. She must have known how much work went into hiding the real him from public knowledge. If people knew what he was really like, they would never have thought he was fun and likable. I think she knew how flawed he was from day one. Where they went wrong was underestimating how horrible Harry really is, and that he wouldn't think twice about betraying his family to a degree that is shocking on so many levels. Abuse of the elderly, lying, betraying secrets, revealing confidential information, such as the layout of homes. That's just a surface. His betrayal goes so much deeper, level after level of pure evil. Piers Morgan was in fact one of the first people to call Markle out, but because he himself had a reputation for being quite rude and blunt, Piers calls a spade a spade. Many people initially felt he was being harsh on Markle without much evidence and felt sorry for her. I remember ITV received thousands of complaints against Piers Morgan, and Markle played the victim. And time has proven that he has a very good eye for people. I doubt it. She has a myopic vision. If it's not about her gloriousness, she doesn't see it. How else could she continue on, public faux pas after faux pas? She appears to have no shame whatsoever and keeps spreading her reverse Midas touch wherever she goes. Meghan has to live with the fact that she squandered her opportunity to rise in the royal family before she was booted out. Revenge has only backfired on her, yet she continues her grifting ways. With no disrespect intended towards Americans, Meghan has the viewpoint that some Americans hold regarding the royal family. She was a very ambitious lady who that thought by marrying a prince, she'd be a princess and could live in a castle like this. There is nothing wrong with the ambition, of course, and Prince Harry should have explained to her that she had to work. All royals work. They don't get appearance fees, and it's certainly not a popularity contest. The line of succession doesn't change on a whim, which is also sad because Harry and Meghan were so popular and had the goodwill of the nation, and with the passing away of the late Queen, would now be very senior royals. Before I receive the inevitable avalanche of abuse, those who pay have a say. The royal family roughly costs every British taxpayer £1.30 a year, $1.80. Basically a bargain. The royal family may appear to be a stuffy old-fashioned institute to many, but it's our way, so please mind your own business. I mean the rest of the world. If you wish to insult us, please look after your own backyards and who you have got living in them. It can be said that Meghan is too ambitious, so she feels she hasn't received what she wants from the royal family. She wanted to be the star of the show. Her ignorance has no bounds. The royal family soon put her in her place when the bullying started. Meghan realized she couldn't have it her way, so decided to hit the highway. Thank goodness. The stupid woman thought she could change the monarchy, take the leading role, etc. But she behaved like a bull in a china shop, and the RF and staff could see right through her. Harry behaved like her good little boy, and stamped his feet when anyone dared to question her behavior. I thought that once they left for pastures, we could all breathe a sigh of relief. Meghan Markle had other ideas, though. Her popularity was waning, so she began spouting vile, spiteful lies about the royal family. Murky, you're now becoming a laughing stock, along with little boy Harry. Your lies can be proven to be lies. You are crazy and disillusioned. Meghan said she didn't get what she wanted from the royal family, but what she wanted was truly unacceptable. She's really shameless. She's too thick-skinned. Meghan wanted to be a senior royal. She expected to be up front with William and Catherine, but she's not a senior royal. She didn't like having to curtsy to all of higher rank. She didn't like having to adapt to the confines of the family. She didn't like the traditions. She managed to get Harry to change, but she couldn't get the rest of the family to change, so she stamped her foot and walked out. In Canada, she expected that she would soon be back with the family, but under her conditions that didn't happen, so she stamped her foot again, and this time landed in Los Angeles. She still wanted things her own way with the family. Not only didn't that happen, she was told she couldn't use the Sussex brand to make money, and the Queen started taking things away, possibly in the hope that Meghan would realize that she is not the be-all and end-all. The Queen is. Meghan likes people to think she has many celebrity friends, but she doesn't. George Clooney, for example, admitted he'd never met her before her wedding day. The only reason they went to the wedding was to be near the Queen. Oprah is only her friend, so she can get the scoop when everything goes pear-shaped, although she may just cut Meghan loose when she realizes that she actually is losing popularity herself due to this friendship. Meghan wants to be an influencer within the royal family, but she can't be. The influencers are the young senior royals. She is jealous of Catherine for snagging the older brother in the first place and getting the job that she, Meghan, wanted. She is not a team player, which is why she dropped out of the Fab Four group. She was in the perfect position there to make a huge difference, but she needed the adulation, the attention that the royals don't seek. So, if Meghan can't have it her way, she will do her damnedest to try to destroy it, as she did with her own family. But Meghan doesn't understand the royals, for all her research, which is why she will fail again. Meghan wants to be the star in a real-life soap opera. Maybe she should have just joined the cast of The Crown instead of trying to marry into it. Maybe she is hoping they will allow her to play herself. I wouldn't put it past her, to be honest. I know that to evaluate a person, you should evaluate it in a positive way. If they are currently a good person, then ignore their past, no matter how bad or good it is. But Meghan's case is different. She makes others mention her dirty past because she is not good at all now. She came to Bristol and met the organization that works with sex workers. They open at night and provide a sandwich, hot drinks, etc. Meghan decided to use Sharpies to leave messages on bananas that were part of the box of lunches that were uplifting and positive, and would hopefully show she was going to be one-on-one with those organizations who could do with their needs profiles raised. That was refreshing. So disgusting. She could have carried on doing essential work with her own style. Honestly, I thought when Harry married, whomever, they would live in Africa to work and oversee his Lesotho charity and his mother's Halo charity, etc. They could have had a great home, life in and out of society, doing good for Queen and country back home without the press hassle. Nothing to do with his former long-term girlfriend Chelsea, who was African. Africa also made more sense as it's almost the heart of the Commonwealth. Well, apart from the banana messages, which were tacky and stupid and more about Meghan than about real suffering people, of course you are right. For years, Harry said Africa was where he was happiest, and it was certainly where they could have done enormous good. BCOs. All Meghan really wants is to show the world how compassion looks. In case anyone missed it, that's sarcasm. So how does living in splendor in Los Angeles and raking in gazillions of dollars from media companies fulfill their grandiose view of themselves? All of it is just shit. She wants to be as rich and famous as it's possible to be, and as a mediocre soap actress, not quite beautiful enough or talented enough to make it really big, she wins the golden ticket and then does what she does and hurts people who get in her way. I don't believe for 1 second she considered suicide. Whilst carrying a baby that you would be murdering at the same time, and with a doting husband who certainly knew lots of mental health people to call on for help, all part of the narrative. She was even only black or mixed race when it suited the story. She's simply ambitious, greedy, and self-obsessed to a degree that most of us can't imagine, and a nasty, manipulative piece of work. She knew exactly what she was doing in that interview, but in the end, she might get lots of money and lots of fame. But she won't be loved and respected like the Queen or Catherine will be. BCOs. People can see right through her. I don't think many people ever cared about what color her skin is. They do care what color her heart is, though. No need to discuss this anymore. Harry turned out to be a dud heir with no castle, no line of succession, and a whole bucket load of royal conformity. She didn't understand royal protocol or her place in the family, a family weighed with decades of pomp, while Harry just enjoyed the grenade he'd thrown into the family rank and file. If it was still the Dark Ages, Harry would have fratricidal tendencies towards the throne, thinking he could do it better. So they did what they both do best, ran away. Now they feel the world owes them a living for how hard done they are, by endless books, interviews, and celebrity status. What a crazy person. Prince Harry and Meghan Markle seem to have forgotten among the gloss and illusion of their position that they are no longer central members of the British royal family. It is ironic that the pair would need police security paid for by British taxpayers, given their divisive choices and determination to cut off ties with the royal family. Given that they themselves have given up the rights and obligations that come with being royal, do they truly deserve this particular advantage? The public demand for protection just reflects Harry and Meghan's illusion and lack of grasp of reality in a setting of public finances under pressure. For many, this is not just an illogical demand, but also clear evidence of the loss of their sense of justice and obligation to the British people. Meghan wants blacked-out cars and bodyguards, motorcades and rooftop snipers so everyone will know how important she is. Crucially important is what? A mystery. She is neither a diplomat, humanitarian, or philanthropist. She has no profession or talents either. She is dumb and shallow. She is not a world traveler, either cruising on boats to entertain fat billionaires and sheiks. She is not in need of cover. Everyone depends on her for defense. As a private citizen using taxpayer police security to pay government monies from outside the UK. I no longer live in the UK. He resides in the US, where the Constitution permits its citizens to carry firearms. The UK does not allow for that. Therefore, he believes he is more in danger in the UK, where the ability to carry firearms is not legal, thus highly skilled. Security is absolutely useless in that regard. He is an entitled wastrel who expects everything to revolve around him and has everything he wants. It's time he grew up and reread the agreement he signed with the late Queen when he and his trollop refused to work for the royal family and accumulate riches in the US as so-called celebs. Ridiculous. He preferred to be just Harry. He is entitled to every degree of security that any US citizen gets. The president, vice president, congressman, etc. are no more entitled to have taxpayer-funded protection than Johnny Green or Jane Brown, except they are public servants. Then, every millionaire rock singer, celebrity, actress, etc. will be seeking taxpayer money for their needs. If the Sussexes understand it, why shouldn't Serena Williams or Travis Kelce or the Kardashians also? Those stars are well known for having earned their money on the field, screens, tennis courts, etc., not for an accidental birth or a lucky marriage. Writing the masculine version of a mommy dearest does not provide hairy taxpayer rights, in which case every lurid tell-all writer can demand protection. Actually, I don't think the couple or their kids are at any risk. Maybe a throng gathering to support their return to the UK, behaving as though they are essential members of an institution they have attacked and denounced nearly since they left the royal service. Over the years, I believe they have proved that, although she still uses his title in every breath she takes, few are genuinely taken in by her attempts to remain loyal and relevant. They got it after all of their crazy and dumb conduct. Some fanatical royalist elderly may threaten violence, and they will be booed with or without protection, maybe even one egg. However, it should be mentioned that there will be lots of police, extra close protection agents, and major all-around security at big crowd events. Like the rest of the royals, they can drive themselves or pay for whatever type of protection they want if they decide to visit friends. It is up to them, though, to balance the danger if they want daily 5 minutes of glory by visiting charities or organizations for PR and Netflix videos. They know they will be heckled and are generally hated. While Meghan will want attention and to play the victim, I would most definitely suggest keeping a low profile. If she sought to create disturbance in order to assign responsibility to everyone but herself, I wouldn't be shocked. Not incidentally. If there are any intelligence reports indicating a threat to the evil pair, King Charles and William will be briefed without a doubt. Although none of us have fallen for it, the line is good. Every unplanned visit he made was not one that generated enthusiasm. Seeing him vanish above the clouds into his own cuckoo kingdom was a relief. No insult toward our Californian friends. His own cuckoos, his own imagined menagerie of hens, hen-pecked wooden seats, throne rooms, and separate beds. What planet does he presently reside on? It has come down to this exactly. Though others claim that only the husband or wife is wicked, for this household both husband and wife are bad. Such a lovely couple. Meghan Markle and Harry will survive. Meghan's recurrent abuse of others suggests to me that their chances of survival are low. Meghan Markle sadly and badly has a history of mistreating people. She left her father to die, never to see her or his grandchild ever more. Apart from her mother, she left most of her family behind. Once she gained notoriety, she cut off many friends. Her dearest friend refused to ever talk to her once because she treated her first spouse so horribly. She is a multimillionaire, but she refuses to assist her very poor nephew. She treated her employees so horribly that more than 7 of them experienced it, and she did nothing to assist her homeless brother. It also doesn't stand a chance, really, since a little space and time apart in her last marriage was all the hardiness she needed to run for the hills and dump her first spouse, in a very cruel and heartless way, may I add. Royal marriages have never been easy to preserve historically. Staying together calls for considerably more than just love, including great will and grace under duress. More often than not, couples call their quits because of the responsibilities their people set on them. Royal duties may be rather demanding and unpleasant. Meghan's vision of a royal marriage is all play and no work. If she lost her first true love so readily because he couldn't make the time to spend every waking moment with her, the marriage is doomed, not because of anything Harry has done. Royal marriages are not fairy tales. She abandons people as soon as they become useless to her, and as we all know, this is difficult work requiring a great lot of sacrifice. Based on her behavior thus far, I honestly think she will dump him, use the victim card, probably even the race card, and make millions on TV shows and interviews when the honeymoon feeling fades and things become tough. Meghan clearly also cheated on her lover Corey Vitellio with Prince Harry. May of 2016 saw Meghan and Corey still in a relationship. Harry told me in an interview that they met in July of 2016, most likely soon after Meghan and Corey broke up. Meghan unintentionally disclosed in an interview, though, that she met Prince Harry in May 2016 while still seeing Corey. She was still seeing her boyfriend when she ran upon Prince Harry at the Invictus Games opening. Meghan not only acknowledged meeting Harry while still seeing Corey, but 2 other people have also come forward to support this. So, no, even if I wish Harry all the happiness in the world, I do not believe it will last. But Markle, as history has proven, leaves her friends, husband, and family behind when they are no longer beneficial to her. She is only focused on herself and her celebrity. Meghan has now convinced Harry to move to California, where divorce courts are renowned for always rendering women favorable divorce rulings. She will get half of Harry's net worth plus some when his divorce is settled. Say not that I did not warn you. Meghan will essentially never part from Harry. Despite his dislike of the royal family, he is quite valuable in terms of her now royal children and royalties. Meghan works as a loose cannon, inconsistent and unreliable on all levels whatsoever. She simply rolls from one thing to another in life. Harry's link to royalty is her aces, her children. She will grow tired of him and move on, but the drama he produces will thrill her no end, and I will only pray for Harry. He crammed quite well. Well, that's all for today's video. Thank you very much for watching our video. And I want to know what you think about these issues. Please express your opinion in the comments below. Hope you will always be cheerful and happy. Don't forget to support us by liking, sharing, and subscribing to the channel. Goodbye and see you again in the next videos.